Welcome to the Gatekeepers Podcast with Billy Grove, where the fence world gets real, raw, and unfiltered. Billy's not just an industry leader, he's a hands-on pro who knows what it takes to build quality fences and strong teams. So grab a cold one, settle in, and get ready for straight talk about the trade. Today's show is brought to you by Mr. Fence Academy, National Metal Industries, J.C. Gurry Signs and Decals, and Orlando Hinge Company. If you're looking to hit the next level in your fence company, check out Mr. Fence Academy. Real fencers, real job sites, real training equals real results. And now, live from the Mr. Fence Academy studios, here's your host, Billy Grove.
What is going on, Fence fam? How's everybody doing? It is great to be back and almost all the way better. Still got a little bit of sniffles, but got the voice back. I'm not feeling like complete death anymore. And yeah, so I hope everybody had a awesome last week, put a lot of fence into the ground. First and foremost, guys, we got to give a huge shout out to our sponsors who make this thing happen every single week on time or running a little bit late because I forgot my MacBook charger cord. You know, sometimes it happens. I'm not exactly perfect, but either way, guys, if you are looking to up the level of your fence company, whether it be the business side or the installation side, go check out MrFenceAcademy.com. Even if you don't join the academy, get yourself to a training, level your self up in the field, but just go check it out, www.MrFenceAcademy.com. Next up, we got National Metal Industries, guys, www.nmifence.com. They just dropped a new aluminum handrail box kit. Comes in 6 foot wide and 8 foot wide sections, 3 foot tall, white and black. They also have privacy slats for chain link materials, fence tools. Y'all go check them out over at www.nmifence.com. If you're still looking for a manufacturer for fence signs, go check out J.C. Gurry over at www.jcgurry.com. All the signs come with Mylar lamination, be looking good 10 years down the road, and they're awesome people. Last but not least, we have Orlando Hinge Company, aka the Swan Hinge. Guys, if you're still struggling with these uphill swing like double drive gates on one side of the gate and you're having to make nasty cuts, nasty gaps, I highly recommend you go check out the Swan Hinge. They absolutely work. An ease, a breeze to install. www.swanhinge.com. Boom. All right, guys, we got a great show lined up for you. We got Mr. Stephen Lewis of Hammerhead Fencing out of Saraland, Alabama, which is close to me, on the show tonight. And we're going to be kind of getting back into our bread and butter because I have tried a lot of new things over the past couple months. And I think you guys just like the bread and butter of the show of doing like some interviews, finding out some people's stories and like going like that. So did a lot of test runs over the last couple months to see which formats I liked, you guys liked. And I think we're just going to go back with the original. I like it though. But with that said, we're going to go ahead and bring on our guest, and we're going to get rolling right along.
What's going on, buddy?
What is going on, man? How are you?
I am well. I'm glad to hear you're doing better, too.
Yeah, man. There was that nasty flu variant going around the Gulf Coast for a couple weeks, man. It took out my whole household for Christmas, except for me. I did not come out unscathed, though. I got it on the tail end when everybody's all feeling great and ready to go and stuff. I'm like, oh man, I wish I was sick with everybody.
It'll be all right. I'm glad to hear you're doing better though. I'm glad the family's better too.
Yeah.
Did you have a good holiday, Christmas, everything?
Yeah, man.
Aside from that, we did, man. We were blessed. We had a great time. My little boy's first real experience. You know, he's 17 months now, so he was a little bit more hands-on than last year.
There we go. Well, like tell everybody who you are, where you're out of, and all of that.
I'm Steve. I'm owner of Hammerhead Fence. I'm the owner and the operator. We're based out of Saraland, Alabama. We serve all of Mobile, Baldwin County, Saraland, Satsuma, Creola, West Mobile, Tim's Corner, Irvington, all of Baldwin County.
Nice. How long you been in the fence world?
So officially with Hammerhead, we're going on our second calendar year. So right at 2.5 years with Hammerhead. And as far as fencing, my first fencing job was whenever I was 18 years old. So that was 10 years ago.
Okay.
Built them on the side here and there since then, but Hammerhead's been the full swing about 2.5 years now.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah, man. I see you've been doing a lot of investing into yourself, going to some coaching classes, going to some mastermind sessions, man. Good for you, dude. I like to see that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. By far the best thing I've ever done. I mean, it's by far the best thing I've ever invested in. I mean, you can invest in your business up and down all you want to, but if you're not invested in yourself, then it's really just pissing in the wind per se.
Absolutely.
I mean, the self investments in the masterminds have been an absolute game changer.
Right. And we'll get into more of that later. I just wanted to give you props because I like whenever I see somebody investing them into themselves like that. So I appreciate that's great, man. So you said that you built fence on the side at 18 and kind of just did it on the side and up until this last 2 years. What was the like deciding factor of that? Like, hey, we're going to hit this full on, like I'm done with everything else.
Well, really, man, it was just trying to find my place, I guess, so I was doing construction just here and there. And then one of my best friends was working for another fence contractor. And then it just really just happens chance, honestly, man. Here come one and then here come another. And, we were both working full-time jobs I was working for, doing just general construction, general contracting. And he was working every day building fence. And then we would just go build them on the weekends, here and there. And then it just pretty much a domino effect, just
right.
1 weekend, 2 weekends. And then there it was, and then, so we had the opportunity, to kind of team up together and become, full-time subcontractors. And plus the Hammerhead name was getting out there a little bit. So we were getting a little bit more consistent and everything, but we also had, that barrier to fall back on, we can subcontract pretty much as many jobs as we want. So we decided to do that. The contractor wanted to, kind of shift more towards the subcontractor movement. And that was perfect. His foreman, subcontractor, me involved, Hammerhead was born.
Okay. That's awesome. And it's you and one other guy still, right?
It's 3 of us now. Well, technically 4. We have a part-time guy. He's worked with us quite a lot. He's still in high school though. He graduates this year. So we got him set up with co-op so that way he can come in every day after lunch and kind of get a little bit of that hands-on training. That way, honestly, when summertime hits, it's not a jump scare.
I find that those are like rock star AAA+ employees. Like those are the best ones ever. Like if you can get them while they're still in high school and they get out half a day, like, dude, those become rock stars. It doesn't matter what trade it is either. Like I've found over my years, I'm only 38, but like just from what I've seen, those kids who go into the construction field and they start when they're in high school at a half a day, man, they become rock stars.
It's been awesome, man. And like you're in the field every day too, right? So
yes,
like by the time we realize we do need this or this, I've got somebody headed this way. So nobody's got to leave because all he's got to do is swing by, grab it. And it's literally just works out at the perfect time. 9, 10 o'clock, you run into something in 2 hours, he'll be here, stop and grab, 2 bags of concrete, whatever we might need, what we forgot from the shop. It's been amazing to have that in itself. But like you said, man, the younger guys are awesome, man. They're always willing to learn. They work hard,
Yep.
And I love to teach what I know. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, same here, man. It really is. I really do enjoy it. I mean, it does get frustrating. I will say that sometimes
it can be.
It gets very, very, very frustrating, and you have to remind yourself why you do it after you get home. But man, it really does fill my cup. I love teaching people things, so it's great for me, man.
Absolutely. Somebody taught me, I mean, I learned a lot on my own, and like me and Jake, he was my best friend. The one we started together, me and him learned a lot together, just bouncing off each other, and we were just like not really thrown to the wolves, but one day it was just this is actually full time every day, you know, and you tend to learn a lot during that.
Yeah, man. When like when you realize that no one's coming to save you
At all, and
the
you're getting
game
paid by the
changes.
foot.
Yeah. The game definitely changes when you realize no one's coming to save you. It's like, all right, so I can't just clock out and collect a paycheck. I actually have to do this.
At all, man. And we had like this rock solid like game plan, and it was just the complete opposite. It was a dump. Like we thought we had like everything figured out and like we knew everything and everything's together. And no, man. It was
It's
so
a
far
dumpster
from
fire,
that.
isn't it?
Oh, it was an absolute dumpster fire. Every day was.
It's funny how that works.
If it could happen to two people, it happened to us.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Yeah, man. It's funny how that happens. You know, you're either super good at building fence and so at running a business, or you're really good at running a business and so at building a fence, right? So like
exactly.
So like those hard learning curves in the first couple of years can sometimes be really, really, really hard.
Yeah, definitely, man. And it takes all you've got to do both, you know, and like that's what we were doing, you know, and like, you know, we thought we got all the tools we need. We got it. No, I mean, we didn't have not even half of what we needed. What we realized we needed once it was, you know, because he was used to being a foreman. So like all that was there. And then I was used to doing this on the weekends. You know, we go do 100 foot on the weekend, little small job, 100, 200 foot. And like, oh, we could definitely do this
day in, day out.
Oh yeah, it's totally different. Totally different.
Totally different. So we're gonna segue right into this. So what was the deciding factor to go ahead and pull the trigger on the Bobcat?
Oh, dude. Well, really, it was just they had the 2024s left over, so I got a really good deal on it, and the deal almost didn't make any sense, right? And I ended up realizing why. But I was just thinking about just logistic wise and stuff, and you know, people are renting them, and I have so many friends in the fence business. You know, they're renting them, and you know, it's $250, $300 a day to rent one.
Yep.
$650 a month, 1.8% interest to own one. It's a no-brainer. If anything, the way I looked at it, if anything, if I'm not using it, one of them are renting one somewhere else. They could just come rent mine half the price, and that'll balance it out. But it's also, man, like I'm sure you've learned this over time, but not a lot of people want to, you know, build fence, and it's hard to get somebody new in because you know it's about speed and it's about quality, right? So. You know, and everybody has to start somewhere, and usually that's toting concrete, you know, toting posts, toting 2x4s all day long, and then, you know, digging holes, and everything's 10 times harder when you start than it is when you get into it. And, you know, I found that, you know, getting people to make that commitment to get to that point is hard to do. And, you know, we were such a small company, you know, and like not that I didn't have time to train, you know, but like I needed a helper, right? Like, or we needed a helper. So and like that was just their job. And, you know, we were still trying to figure things out and everything. And then, you know, he started his own company too, which I'm grateful he did. I think that was definitely what he should do. Jake's a rock star, you know, he's got a ton of potential, and I'm glad to see that he's putting that in. And I'm super thankful every day, you know, that me and him were able to start together and kind of line out. And then now we're both able to do our own thing and bounce off each other and stuff like that. But man, that dingo, man, it's an extra worker that's going to show up every single day and outwork everybody. And it's been a game changer. And come to find out, they forgot to charge me for the auger and didn't realize it until after they dropped it off. So even better deal, right?
That is that's a big forget.
Yeah, that was a sweet one for me. But man, it was just the point of like just investing, man. Like you got to have it, man. You got to have the tools that you need, man. You can't beat your guys to death. Like I was coming home every day, just wore out. My guys are getting wore out, man. I'm like, I mean, you got to have the right stuff, man, if you're going to make it, you know, and you got to take the risk. And I knew that I could make it. I'm not going to buy. I knew that if I went and bought it, then I'm going to make it work. And been a no-brainer ever since. I'll never go without one again.
I hear that, man. I've had them and I don't have one now, but I mean, I see the benefit, and then I also see, like, I don't know, I can see both sides of the spectrum now that I don't have one anymore. I like them. They're great. Since we drive
there's no downfall. There's no negative.
Yeah, man. Since we drive a lot of posts now, I would trade the auger for a post driver, though. I would do that. But yeah, man, I love mini skids. I learned how to use them in backyards without making track marks or rut marks, and that's awesome. Just making sure that you have a couple trained guys who can actually use it in someone's backyard without you there is pretty big too, though, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and it helps me too because I've kind of transferred into the working foreman position. So if I'm going to help them, then that just helps everybody, right?
Yep.
And if we're unloading pickets from a trailer, it's so much faster, and effortless, right?
Yeah.
And moving concrete around, moving 4x4s, and it's so quick and effortless, right? And it's taking so much of the hard work off of everybody.
Yep.
Which is a major key, right?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I got really good at picking out half a bunk of pickets with our MT100 whenever I had it. Because it couldn't
give me some tips.
couldn't pick up a full pallet, so I got really good at just popping the bands on them and just go in enough to pick up half the stack, setting it down, and get my forks. It took me a hot minute to actually.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad I don't feel as dumb now because it's so hit or miss. One time I got it perfect, and the next is fucking dumpster fire.
Yep.
It's
yeah,
so
man. It took me a solid 2-3 months to figure out how to do it pretty much perfect every single time, without actually having to down stack them by hand. So that is a learning process and something that I disliked about the Bobcat MT100s. I was always jealous of the Ditch Witch guys who could just go pick up a full pallet and just ride by me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
really?
Man.
You have to get me one of those.
Yeah, man, those Ditch Witches are pretty badass. They can definitely pick up a bunk of pickets or a bunk of 240 pickets for sure.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to. Once warranty goes out, that's the route we're going to go.
So what's your favorite style of fence to install? Wood, vinyl, chain link, aluminum?
Definitely not vinyl. So it's going to be either custom wood or chain link. I like chain link, but I like custom wood the best.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, definitely custom wood. I like when we get a little bit of free range, and then we kind of get to mess with it a little bit, or just changing it up from the standard, day-to-day dog ear privacy, which is so popular around here. But I like chain link because I feel like I'm good at it, and it just goes quick. But definitely custom wood all day.
Custom wood. Why not vinyl?
Man, I don't have a lot of experience in vinyl, so maybe that's why. But it's also just finicky, and just not something we do every day. So the few times we have done it, it all turned out great. But we can do it, but it's just not. It's not our specialty.
It's not
time consuming to me.
For you guys yet?
No, not yet.
I gotcha. Well, if you would like to get efficient at it, I can show you how to be efficient at some vinyl.
You know a guy, huh?
Yeah. I might just know a guy, and you're not too far away, so that wouldn't be too bad. But dude,
sell it.
I freaking love vinyl.
Don't like the price.
Yeah.
Quoted a lot of vinyl. Not sold a lot of vinyl.
Yeah, man. It does suck being down here in the bottom of the barrel of the fence world market, doesn't it? I mean, I guess you like wood, so it's and that's great, but
I like custom wood, which is
I can't stand custom wood. I can't stand custom wood.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. I can't stand custom wood, man. I want to be able to. My favorite is vinyl and aluminum.
Aluminum's sweet.
I love aluminum, dude. Freaking rock some freaking aluminum out, man.
Especially them driving. Y'all's little SpaceX idea, I like that a lot.
Oh,
y'all
dude,
take the little SpaceX and drive the post. That's pretty sweet.
It's badass, and it makes it to where all of your cut sections are equal too. So that way you don't have a picket too close to the post on one side. So it's it works every single time. There's no more the post panel method, as you know, with dig and set.
That's how we do.
Not unless, I did get a hack. Probably, I don't know, I want to say 3 months ago. I was just randomly scrolling Facebook reels, and I saw one of the fence builders in the group made a reel, and he put a section of aluminum together and he screwed it together and he was using marking paint and he was marking out the like sections for an auger. And I was like, well, I'll be damned.
Pretty smart.
I was like,
time consuming, but it's pretty smart.
In my 7 years, I have not seen that. So I tried it and we dug all the holes first. And I was like, that's actually pretty freaking cool, man. Didn't have to use an equalizer either. And like, there's no like having to do 6-1 instead of 6. I was like, that was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I love me some freaking like driven aluminum.
Yeah, I can see that being profitable for sure, especially with the speed of aluminum already, right?
Super.
But like you said, with the guy taking the panels, I seen a guy, he made his own, or heard of it, I didn't see it in person, but he told me he'll take a 2x6 and kind of make his own SpaceX with the panel. It's a good idea too.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, if you figure out your put together post to post measurement, you can make a jig out of anything. It's just the like SpaceX is made for having perfect cuts at the end of the day.
Right. So and multiple different styles and everything like that. I think it's a really good idea. Correct. But I am all about a jig. I will jig everything I possibly can.
Absolutely.
I'm all about a jig.
All right, we are filling up in the comment section over here, so I'm gonna start putting those. Chris Steele says, "What's up, peeps? What's up, fam?
What's up, Chris?"
We got Mr. Kevin Orlando in the house. Orlando Hinge Company. He says, "Hey, we got Carson Phillips."
Oh, that's the 17-year-old rock star.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh, hell yeah!
All right, we got Dylan King, my guy. He said that guy.
What's up, buddy?
He said you hiring, and then Vinyl's the best.
You can start anytime.
Those two boys are some freaking rock stars, man. Have you met them both?
They are. I have not. Me and Dylan aren't as tight, but me and Owen, we talk a lot. And they're killing it up there, man. I am super proud of them. It's awesome that they're so young and doing what they're doing, man. And it does shrink my stomach a little bit when I see their post about, they're building that little, trying to beat all their little records of how much fence they can put in and how much.
Oh, bro, I ain't even trying no more. I ain't even trying no more. Like, they'll post something and I'll just be like, God damn.
Dude, like, it's insane.
Bro, like what do you guys do?
No telling. Like robots, really.
Man, I'm telling you right now, it's like an AI robotic assembly line. And it's like every time I see it, I'm just like, dude, y'all are freaking killing it, man.
And quality, man. That's the thing too. Like, you can have speed all you want, but if you ain't got the quality to back it, but they got both in an unreal amount of time. And like whatever they're doing, they need to keep doing it. They're doing something right, obviously.
Absolutely. We got Evan Gardner in the house, Mr. Wing Tool. What is going on, man?
I like that guy too. He's awesome.
He said, I ain't never heard Hammerhead speak. You from the country.
Shout out to Evan for helping me with some Postmasters one time.
Oh yeah, man. He
can have all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like him.
You don't like him?
I like him and I support his. I love Wing Tools. I love the idea, and if they work for him, I'm glad they do. But I personally do not like him.
Yeah. What's your quarrel with Postmasters?
One, in the summertime, they get 200 degrees, and two, I just don't like that method of. I don't know how he does it so quick. I'd love to know, but how you set them on the inside, and you set your runners, between the little stop sign U channel.
Mm-hmm.
Time consuming. I do not like time consuming. And I've always had the question. Maybe he'll answer it for me in the comments. But what do you do whenever you run that picket and it just squares up on that end perfect with that, flat bar, or
Oh, are you talking about? Are you talking about the little hat in the middle?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you got your runner here, and and your picket sits directly on that. What's
so if I ever run into that, I'll put a self tapper in it.
That's what I've always thought, but I didn't want to say that out loud.
Yeah, man. If I get one to where like I can't get it within like an inch of like the edge of the picket, I'll just throw a self tapper in it and just call it a day.
Answer the age old question that I never asked.
Yeah, and then he says a little side nail action, but you can do that, or you can just run a self tapper into it because we cover the back of them, so they won't be able to see the self tapper anyways.
Right. I do like that for how they're just so concealed and so slick and clean.
Yeah, man. I was never really a fan of them. Just because of the strength test of me seeing people bend them over and whatnot. But after using them for now quite a while now, I don't mind them. The guys love them, to be honest with you. So I can't really complain. My hands aren't on them as much as they used to be. So if the guys are happy with them and they're getting the system down, I'm all for it, to be honest with you.
Right. And then it's like anything else. It's just not efficient for us because we don't do it a lot, right? Like we sell them every now and then, and like I don't, have any problem with them. I think they work. I think they're sustainable. I think as long as, it's just like any other product, as long as you install it correctly and, do what you're supposed to do, it's a good product like anything else. But it's just, we do the same things over and over and then boom, so it's just the efficiency and the time consuming. But, obviously Evan's, done a great job at coming up with all types of efficient tools and things like that. And when you integrate it every day, it just gets like anything else. It's just as easy as everything.
Yep. So the trick for the 2x4s is to stack all three of them up at the bottom and put them inside the hat at one end and then go up to the next end and just run your saw. So then you cut the top one, you leave a score mark on the bottom one, and then you just repeat, and then they're all done.
And that's pretty much what we do. I just hold them up and mark them too, but the screwing and everything like that always takes too long. I personally think that I knew it before I said it, but they hang the joist hangers, the little joist hanger nails. I feel like those would work just as good as screws.
I've heard people use them to tack them up while they're rolling and they come back and use screws to hold them in. But I haven't heard of anybody like using them and not using screws with them as well. So there's that.
I like that idea too. That's at least to get it up there and then have, somebody come back and.
Right. But I will say using Evan's wing tools with them truly does make it a one-man operation. And, that was my biggest problem with the Postmasters was running rails was a two-man operation without those. So, I mean, like I said earlier, I really don't have very many complaints for them. I think they look great, especially the new black ones.
Yeah, I like those too.
Yeah. And it almost hurts my feelings to cover them up, but because I like the side of the fence with the rails on it, I think that's how you know if someone knows what they're doing, right? So I like to see that, and I love the contrast, especially with some of these pre-stain jobs we've been getting. I'm like, oh man, if you would leave that post exposed, that would just look killer. Like,
next is a good wood defender.
Yeah, dude.
Real clean.
Or even expert stain and seal. I mean, like with a dark reddish tone color up next to them black Postmasters, man, it looks really good. Looks real good.
Definitely. We've been promoting stain a lot here lately, man. I feel like everybody should stain their fence.
Absolutely.
And I don't understand why it's not more popular down here in our market.
Absolutely.
I'm great friends with the guys in Texas, Robert, Michael, Dakota, all of them from Purple Coaching and Magnolia Fence and Patio. And, of course, Wood Defender with Zach Morgan and all them. And, it's like a given down there, it's stain everywhere. Every fence is stained. And I don't understand why it's not like that here. You know as well as I do, people spend so much money on fence and then they don't want to protect the investment. And I don't understand that. But we've done a lot better of that, getting that knowledge to our customers here lately and explaining the reasoning and the difference behind it. And we've seen a lot of good feedback from that. So I think this next spring and summer busy season is going to be killer for our stain side of things. And hopefully we'll be able to start, kind of promote a little bit more of that knowledge and the reason why behind it, right? Other than that it looks really good.
Yeah. Education really is the best form of sale for stain in our market because, like you said, I mean, you go to different parts of the country and if they have wood, it's all stained. And then you come down here to the Gulf Coast and it's like, you may see one stained fence out of 100.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And it really is kind of mind boggling because, one of the most expensive backyard purchases besides a pool and a roof is going to be a fence for the most part. And they're spending all that money, especially when they get wood. It's like, if you guys stain it, it'll last for so much longer. But you know, we've been getting some pretty good stain jobs, man. We started recently carrying walnut as a stock color, so we have a lot of walnut. People are loving it. It's quickly become my favorite color of the new times.
Yeah, I like that. I like a good walnut color too, man. And I'm glad to hear that y'all are, you know, promoting it too and getting that knowledge out there to people too. And that brings me to another point. You know, what always kills me about fence, and you know, I'm sure y'all hear this all the time too, is people want the cheapest fence possible. And it's such a big part of your yard and such a big part of your house, and you're gonna see it every single day. You're gonna see it as soon as you get here every day. So why people chase the cheapest price and the lowest quality is so mind-boggling, because to me, you know, it's such a big part of your area. You know, it's gonna change so much about your house, you know, and it's gonna be here. You're going to spend money on it. It's going to be here for the next 15, 20 years, you know, or y'all do steel post, you know, it's going to be there for life, right? So why not, you know, make the investment the first time, buy once, cry once type thing, you know?
Yeah.
And hire a professional. It doesn't have to be me, but just hire a professional at least, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that has always been so mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, man, it's frustrating, and being able to weed through those people is a great thing. Using qualifying services or qualifying questions. My salesman, I was about to say that as well. If you don't use that, but
we just signed on with them. We were pumped.
Hell yeah, man! I love it. But that is going to be the way to go nowadays, man. Getting those tire kickers out of the way for you. That way, those people know what to expect whenever you drop off a quote, and not what the hell? I did not know it was going to be this much.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. And it's not their fault, you know, they just genuinely didn't know. But, you know, we have enough going on as it is. It takes so much stress off of you to be able to kind of alleviate and have that hard conversation first, you know. Right. You go into it knowing, you know, this is what to expect, and this is, you know, what we can look at to achieve, you know, a common ground for both of us, right?
Yep.
And I love that, you know, my salesman takes that away from you. They can design their fence, they can draw their fence, they can measure their fence, and then they can get a budgetary price right there on the back end of it. So it takes, like I said, it takes all that hard conversation off. It takes so much conversation off of what type of fence do you want, what type of fence do you offer. Just get straight down to it. And like you said, you know, avoid all the tire kickers.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, man. Well, we're going to run to commercial break real fast. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Okay.
See you then.
National Metal Industries, a family-owned business for 70-plus years, has grown to be recognized for their ability to deliver on not just privacy slats for fence, but all types of fence products. National Metal Industries has all the hardware and tools to get the fence professional in and out of their job with the most ease possible. You can count on National Metal Industries for the most convenient resources in fence products. Visit nmifence.com for more information. As we like to say, you can always pick it right at National. J.C. Gurry Signs and Decals has been a trusted name in the sign industry since 1949, with all manufacturing done in-house from start to finish right here in the USA. With 75 years in outdoor signage and roots dating back to the 1920s, J.C. Gurry specializes in durable, high-quality signs and decals. In-house screen printing since the 1970s ensures every product meets the highest standards. Visit jcgurry.com for more information. Every aluminum sign includes Mylar lamination at no extra cost, extending product life in tough outdoor conditions. For unmatched quality and longevity, visit jcgurry.com. Struggling with a gate that drags on your sloped yard? Orlando Hinge Company has the solution, the Swan Hinge. Unlike standard hinges, the Swan Hinge lets double drive gates swing open smoothly up inclines, eliminating dragging and binding. Easy to install on vinyl, aluminum, wood, and chain link gates. It's built for durability and made to withstand the elements. And when your customer hears that, yes, their gates can work on a slope, you just made the sale. The Swan Hinge, designed by fencers for fencers. Made in the USA, lifetime warranty. Order today at swanhinge.com or email info@orlandohingecompany.com. The Swan Hinge, because every gate deserves to open smoothly.
All right, guys, we are back. And real quick, just once again, guys, if you are looking to up the level of your fence company, whether it be the business side or the installation side, go check out www.mrfenceacademy.com. And boom, like that, we are back after commercial break. So right before we left, we were getting on the subject of lead qualification, my salesman, all of that. You mentioned that you just signed with my salesman.
Yeah.
What did that process look like before signing with my salesman for you?
So we recently got we've had Clever Fox for about 6 months now, but we recently got all the kinks worked out. Everything kicked off good. So they'll send a submission to our site, and then I'll call them, and then we'll basically have the conversation that my salesman takes from you, right? So we'll have the conversation of where do you live? Sometimes they'll know about how big their fence is. Sometimes they have no idea. Sometimes they've had previous quotes, and they have a good idea of what they want, and we'll just go through that tire kicking process, I guess, if you will,
Mhm.
right? And
Yep.
so qualify the lead ourselves, and then we'll on site, but our my salesman hasn't launched on our website yet. We're still getting all the product demos and everything worked out, and all of our products uploaded and everything dialed in correctly. But no matter what, I feel like we'll still do the same thing. I mean, we'll definitely always have an on-site consultation and everything
Right.
like that, but that's typically just just your run-of-the-mill standard. We'll ask those same questions. We'll try to get to that conversation through the phone, to try to save
Right.
both of us time, right?
Right.
And pretty much just that, just take the conversation how it goes. Like I said,
Hell
sometimes
yeah.
people come with all their information, but you're in the same
I love it. I love
situation.
it. So you've been to quite a few of some coaching events, we'll call it, recently. Tell us your thoughts on that stuff.
Oh man, it's a game changer, man. And like I said earlier, if you're investing into your business, then I feel like you should invest in yourself. And not even so much as just, well, definitely so much as the personal development, but just the networking and the connections that you meet. You meet so many people that are in your same industry. There, a lot of people are, where you want to be, and people that have been where you're at, and just getting those conversations, and being able to have those people to ask that advice and to pour into you, and bounce back ideas from, and things like that are willing to help you, and then you can help them in return, and just everybody wanting to better themselves and better each other. It's unlike anything, man. And in our industry, we should all be tight knit. I feel like there's so much competition, and the bigger names, and especially in small towns like y'all are in Pensacola, there's a new fence contractor pop up every day, right? And
Yeah.
same here in Mobile. And the way I look at things, man, is I just love so much about what Robert's got going on with Purple Coaching and Consulting and things, and how the masterminds have just brought so many people together. And I feel like everybody should be that way. I don't personally feel like I compete with anybody, man. I'm willing to help anybody, because you never know how they can help you in return. And every single house in America's got a fence. There's plenty of work for all of us. So I feel like we should all be a tight knit community, because we're a niche business, right?
Right.
There's not a ton of us professionals. There's a ton of fence contractors, but there's not a ton of us that really care about our product, and care about our customers, and care about our business. And those of us that do, we should all be connected, and be in those groups together, and be working on ourselves, so we can be the example businesses, and be the example people, and the example leaders that we should be.
That's
And
awesome.
I feel like if somebody doesn't want to do that, and they should go work for someone who does.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I love to hear that, especially from a newer person who has definitely invested in themselves. And like I said in previous shows, man, if one coaching company is not your fit, then go find another one, right? Like,
exactly.
I don't want to put hate on anybody out there, but it's the same thing for like, not everybody's your client, or like
exactly.
So I feel like as long as you're taking the time and putting forth the effort and trying to better yourself and your company, I really think that whatever choice you do make is probably going to be a solid one, no matter.
Absolutely.
Because it's probably going to work for you, right?
Absolutely. And that's important too, I mean, no matter who your, coach, mentor, consultant, whatever you want to call them is, or whoever you look up to, as long as that person has the right intentions and you're gaining what you need to gain and everybody's headed in the right direction, I encourage everybody to find theirs, I just happened to meet Zach Morgan with Wood Defender at Fence Tech, and we connected, and then I went to Wood Defender training and just met Robert that week that I was in Dallas, and we connected and went out and we met, and I went to Magnolia and seen their shop, and we just, it was like an instant friendship, right? And so that works for me, and that might not work for everyone else. And I encourage everybody to try it no matter what. But if it's not something that works for you, then find something that does, because there's guaranteed a group of people out there with your same values, with your same mindset, that are trying to do what you're trying to do. And the quicker you find those people, man, it will be like a light switch change, man. It
Absolutely.
really will.
Absolutely, man. I love to hear it. So now that you've done all of this business-wise coaching, are you thinking about doing like some installation trainings or anything that's like coming up this year? Or
yeah, I'm definitely interested. Right now, man, we have such a solid team going on, and and it's given me so much motivation to pour back into them, especially not just coming off the mastermind, but just seeing the possibilities of everything that could happen. Like, especially like what you and Chris are doing is amazing, man. Like, I see y'all's work, and y'all care so much about quality, man, and I respect that so much. And I love that, because we're the same way, and now that I've got such a good team around me, it encouraged me to do things like that and try new things, and like the King Plus method of building fence. Like, I am dying to try that, right? And I feel like that's probably the best way for driving posts, I would think. In my mind, I'm not a big fan of Postmasters, right? But I love the look of that. I love the beefy look of it. I love the strength, of it and things like that. So now that we have such a good team and we're rolling so efficiently with what we do day in and day out, then I definitely want to keep incorporating. That's what we've always done, right? Like, the day we started, like me and Jake, the day we started versus what we do now is a night and day difference. And I'm always looking to keep learning, keep growing, keep training, because there's new innovations every day. Just like AI just popped up and everybody's using it now. You need to put that into your business in every aspect, not just softwares and CRMs and things like that.
Very true.
Your installations, I mean, you got to keep up with the competition, and more importantly, you got to get ahead of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's good to hear, man. I'm sure you guys could pick up a couple things, and we could get you rolling in on some vinyl, man. I promise you, once I show you the little tricks, it's just going to be like adult Lego set. It's
absolutely.
Like, it's funny. We got a lot of vinyl coming up, and we got a couple new guys. And during our meeting this morning, Chris was like, I know a lot of you guys aren't really familiar with vinyl, but it should flow together. Like, if you have to start hitting it, something's probably not right. And it was just funny that you said it's just finicky. And so it like went right back to my thought this morning whenever Chris said that. He was like, if you feel the need to start hitting it, you're probably not doing something right. I'm like, correct.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. That's so true.
But man, I was super scared of vinyl the first couple times I did it, because I was like, man, it's there ain't no I can't just run to Home Depot and grab a rail or grab a picket or a post if I mess up, right? So it was it was very nerve-wracking the first couple times, but after that I was like, man, this stuff is easy. And it's lightweight
for sure. Lightweight, that's definitely the best part.
You can carry 2-3 sections at a time, full sections, especially if you get them all wrapped and bundled as full sections. I love it, man. It's one of my favorites.
And I could definitely see how it could be efficient. Like you said, it's an adult Lego set. I could definitely see how it could be efficient. We don't have the big market for it down here.
Yep. Well, hopefully that's going to be changing here soon. So
I hope so. I hope so too. I would love to get into it, man. I'm all about a challenge, man.
Yep.
I love to be challenged.
Well, hey man, we are coming up on showtime. So you got any closing thoughts for those who have been watching and listening?
Man, if I could leave anybody with anything, man, it's just believe in yourself and take the bet on yourself every single time. You know, that's what I encourage every young person to do. Everybody who's got aspirations to be a business owner, everybody's got aspirations to, you know, be better in your business, be better in your personal life, anything to do with that. You know, I encourage everybody to take the risk, take the jump and do it. If you feel like, you know, that's your next step and that's what you're called to do, then I say burn the boats, rip the Band-Aid off and dive head first, man. That's what I did. Might not be the best advice for you, but worked for me, and that's what I encourage everybody to do.
That's awesome, man.
And thank you for, you know, having me, man. I really appreciate, you know, you reaching out and inviting me on, man. I've had a great time. And like I said, I'm proud of you and Chris and what you guys have done, man. And I'm looking forward to seeing what y'all do in the future and, you know, connecting on some things, and we'll help you guys any way we can.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Well, hey, man, thank you for taking time out of your night to come on the show. And I will talk to you soon, okay?
Absolutely, man. Thank you again.
All right, brother. All right, guys. Wonderful show. We got a great show lined up for you next week. I got Mr. Sam Natello of .com coming on the show next week. So if you are kind of on the fence about a website, whether you should hire a company, I highly recommend you watch next week's show. With that being said, y'all have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday night. I will see you next Tuesday, hopefully on time at 7:30, because I'm not going to forget my MacBook charging cord next week. But with that said, y'all go put some fence in the ground, kick some ass, collect some checks, and be safe overall.